This video will be over the Sigelei 150, aptly named, since the maximum power output it can have is 150 watts. That leads us right into tech specs. Maximum 150 watts, lowest resistance it will fire is 0.1 ohm, and the highest voltage it will fire is 7.5 volts. It does in fact use two 18650 batteries. It is highly recommended to use the same type, quality, manufacturer of battery, and in most cases that means they have to be exactly the same. It is also recommended to charge them exactly the same as well. That's why we have this guy right here. It's our double charger. While it does charge the batteries slower than if you charge them individually in a single charger in most cases, they do definitely charge up evenly, and that's very important. So we'll set this aside. Oops, bumping my tripod there. Let's take a look at what's in the box here. Has a little pull-out drawer, and it's a very nice box. Set that aside. In your box you have your instruction manual. It's got a few languages, just basic operations, but that's what I'm going to show you right now. In addition, it's also got a warranty card. I would highly recommend reading this and invoking it the proper way if you need to. Sigelei 150 comes with a rubber sleeve, and to access the batteries you must take it off. There we go. Set that guy aside. We have three buttons here: power, on and off button, plus button, minus button. That's it. You have your display right here, and to locate the battery cover, it's on the opposite end of your button. Flip it over and look for this little tab. Fingernail goes there, and it is a magnetic door, so be careful. If you snap the door, it can make the magnets break, since they are ceramic, so be careful with that. When you put it back on, just be really careful and kind of hold it if you can. We'll set that aside. They're very strong magnets, by the way. Here's our battery sled. We have plus, minus, very clearly marked, as well as the battery extraction ribbon, as we'll call it. These batteries must be inserted the correct way. Make note that they must use flat top batteries, so button tops are going to have a little tighter fit. I would not recommend using them, since that could possibly damage it. Let's go ahead and put our first battery in around the ribbon, very gently, and the other one goes the opposite way. The proper way to use this ribbon is the second battery should be wrapped to where when you pull this, it'll pull your battery up. And again, make note of the correct way to put this battery in: positive side down for the right side, just like that. We'll reattach the battery cover here, and now we can see with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clicks it will turn on. There we go. So our device is on. It wakes itself up after you hit a button. Oh, wrong way. After you hit a button, and we can see right now it's about halfway charged at 63 watts, and this right there, that's your wattage. This is the only thing that these buttons change. You've got your battery percentage down here. We have voltage, which is calculated from your wattage and your resistance. Those two values are not ones that you change unless the resistance down here is actually based upon what you put on top. Given that this is 150 watts, it is well flexible enough to use almost anything on top, and has a spring-loaded 510. It does not have an ego connection, but to be quite honest, if you are needing to utilize an ego connection, go find an adapter. Most atomizers that would be on top of this would not be utilizing. In fact, I'm not even sure of one that utilizes ego connectivity. So operation, again, fairly simple. We just hold down the button. Below 50 watts, it will go by 0.1 increments whenever you hit the button. Now when you're above 50, it goes actually by 1 watt increments. So beware of that. And I suppose it wouldn't be a complete video unless we showed off the kind of cloud production it's got. I've got an authentic tugboat right here. I'm going to just very gently put on top. Alright, now we'll take our top cap off. And it looks like it could use a little bit of liquid, so we'll prime it up. Now here's one thing I want to make note of. This will not exceed its amp limit or its voltage limit. And it's got a 10 amp limit, and of course, as I said before, 7.5 volts is its maximum. We can see there after we fire it once, just really quickly, we have a 0.8 ohm with 7.5 watts at 100 watts, but this, sorry, 7.5 volts at 100 watts. But as we move it down, down, that should be changing. That value should be changing, and it's not. And now when we get around right there, 60 watts, it starts to top itself out. Between 62 and 63 is when it tops out, and anywhere above that, it's going to say that, hey, you know, I know you're trying to set me a little bit higher than I can actually go, but it's not going to do anything. It really should flash and let you know that, but it does not. Just know that the highest it'll go as far as voltage is a 7.5 volts, and that's just fine with me because 60 watts is quite a bit. We'll turn it up to 60 watts exactly, and I'll show you the vapor output of this thing. It's quite a bit. It's actually also quite warm. That's by no means a small vape. So there you have it. Again, this was the Sigelei 150 watt device. Just be safe and have fun. Thank you.